everyone, it's Heidi, and I'm here to show you today how I created this interactive card using the Chocolate Lovers card kit from Scrappiness. And I'm starting out with two of the rectangle cross-stitched dies. Um, and these are the second largest and then second largest below that. And I'm using them to make a frame, and I'm going to cut out some of the paper from the paper pad that's included in the card kit. And I'm just going to create a frame by putting the two dies together and running it through my die cut machine. And this works really well. And this is going to create sort of an area where the card is going to slide in and out on the front of the card. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. Now I'm just leaving this paper as is. You could also die cut another piece of white cardstock and glue it underneath to give it more stability, but I just chose to do it like this because this paper is actually pretty strong, so you can just leave it the way it is. And right now I'm going to take a piece of foam tape and I'm going to cut it in half using my non-stick scissors. And I'm just going to create strips so that I can line the three sides of the frame. And I'm just going to kind of put the foam tape more towards the outside of the frame so that it gives enough room for the card to slide in and out. Now, unfortunately, the card kit has been sold out, but the good news is that the stamp set that I'm going to be using today, the layered chocolate bar stamp set, along with the die that says sweet that's included in the kit, will be sold separately in the shop very shortly, so you'll be able to purchase that. And I love this chocolate bar stamp. It's just so much fun to work with. So I also cut a rectangle out of the third largest cross-stitch rectangle, and this is going to be the card that the chocolate bar is going to be attached to that slides in and out of the little track there. And I'm just kind of measuring to kind of see how easily it slides, and I'm actually moving the foam tape more towards the inside a little bit just because I think it needed a little bit more, or needed to be a little bit tighter fit for the little cardstock rectangle. So I'm going to try again and see how it goes, and I like the way that works. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the frame to the front of, this is just a plain white note card that I created. And I'm going to take the foam tape off. And I'll just line it up right in the middle of the card, just like that. And I'm going to keep the open part that doesn't have the foam tape kind of to the right. And then I just cut another rectangle out of that third largest rectangle from another piece of the pattern paper from the pack. And I chose the mint polka dot piece. And this is just going to be kind of a background for the inside of the frame. And this is where you can place a gift card. And I was thinking for this card, the gift card could maybe be a card to a chocolate shop or a candy shop or something like that. I had previously made a card like this to put a coffee gift card in, and I did this a while ago on my blog, and it was a lot of fun, so I thought I'd try it with the chocolate bar because I like using the little icon for like a handle that you can move back and forth, and I done it with a coffee cup, and so I thought it would be fun to use the chocolate bar. So I had this chocolate bar that I had stamped a long time ago. I've been doing a bunch of samples of the bar, the layering, and trying the different colors. So I had stamped this on a piece of cardstock, and I had it just kind of laying around. And I like the way it looks, but then I thought I would try restamping the wrapper with Versamark ink and then sprinkling some silver embossing powder on the front and heat embossing it to kind of make it look more like foil. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just going to go over the wrapper again with the third layer of the chocolate bar wrapper. And I'm going to use Versamark ink and my stamp platform. And I'm just going to go over the ink that I already did with the clear ink. And I'm just using the powder bag to make sure that once I emboss it with the silver, that the silver doesn't get anywhere else on the chocolate bar. So that's all set, and now I'm going to use some Ranger silver embossing powder, and I'm just going to sprinkle it over the wrapper part of the chocolate bar, and I'll heat it up with my heat gun. And I always want to make sure I get the embossing powder back in the container because I am famous for knocking it over and having to clean it up. So I'm just going to go ahead and heat it up, and you'll see it creates just a really nice foil look. And that's what I like about this layered stamp set. You can do all kinds of things with it. You can just use regular ink. I've used the Delicata Silver Shimmer, and then now this, and I really like the way this turned out. So, and you could do different colors of foil too. A lot of times there's chocolate bars that have the fun foil colors, so you could use different colors of embossing powder. And now I'm just going to cut this out with my scissors, and I'm just following along the lines of the chocolate bar. There's some little waves and stuff of where the, how the chocolate bar isn't totally perfect. So I'm just kind of just moving my scissors back and forth a little bit to kind of follow along there, and then you get the little part that has the bite taken out, and I'm just kind of going back and forth with my scissors. But it's really easy to cut out. So I'm going to get all the scraps out of the way, and then I'm going to get ready to attach it to the front of the interactive card. So I'm just going to kind of find where I want it to go and how I want to place it so that it can be used as kind of a handle that you slide the card open, and then you get that picture of the gift card. So I'm just kind of experimenting with it, and I'm going to place a sentiment to the right on that white rectangle. So I want to find out which one will work best. So I'm just going to kind of figure out where I want how far over I want the chocolate to be. And then I'm just kind of seeing how it slides. And I ended up off camera, I cut off a small part of the bottom of the chocolate bar so that the bar would not overlap, go over the top of the card. I want it to stay within the card confines. And I'm using a sentiment from the Chocolate Lovers Sentiment Stamp Set. And this is actually sold separately in the shop, so you can pick that up right now. And I thought that this particular sentiment worked well because it takes up just the right amount of space on the little slider part. So I'm just using some black ink, and I'm going to stamp that over the top of the white rectangle right next to where the chocolate bar is going to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach the chocolate bar. And I think I'm getting I was going to use some foam dots. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. I was going to use some foam dots, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use my big roll of foam tape. And again, I'm just kind of testing it out, seeing how I want everything to go as far as where it's sliding back and forth. And I'm not sure if I want the chocolate bar to go kind of overlap the frame a little bit or what I want to do, but I ended up attaching it so there's a little bit above, a little bit below the frame. And I used a strip of foam tape, and you can kind of see underneath, I put the tape far over to the left, and I left the right side of the chocolate bar with no tape so that it can easily slide back and forth. And you'll see in a second how that works. And there you go. So it slides across perfectly, and that's the place where you can put the gift card. So I just put a fake gift card in there. But again, I thought it'd be fun to have a little chocolate shop or candy shop gift card in there. And so it's a fun gift, and you could do this with any type of big stamp that you have, and just kind of make it go with whatever gift card or whatever type of gift card you have. So anyway, I thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll have all the products linked over on the Cat Scrappiness blog. And thanks again for joining me, and have a great day.